Hi everybody, in this video we talk about things related to matchmaking and playing with others in co-op in the game Elden Ring Nightreign. Keep in mind the footage you see here is not from Nightreign but from Elden Ring game. Just a heads up, this information is based both on official and unofficial information sources. So let's jump into some questions. Will I be matched with random players and what about their skill levels? So first of all, the answer yes. You'll be matched with random players when you play and if you decide to play again without playing in a party. So when you queue for a session, you will be matched with random players. You can adjust settings to prioritize matchmaking within your region or worldwide. But beyond that, you don't have a choice in whom you are teaming with. This means you'll be taking a chance or their skill level. Some of them might be good players, some of them might not. Now, a very popular question. What happens if a teammate disconnects mid-game? Does a new random player join in? Well, from what I've read, if a teammate disconnects or rage quits in quotation during a run, a new random player will not join mid-game to replace them. They will continue with the remaining players. This means if you start a trio and one player leaves, you'll be playing as duo for the rest of the run. Now the big problem with that is the game scales for one player and three players. There's no scaling for two players from what I've read. So maybe there's going to be something change, maybe at launch, I don't know. But as of time making this video, the problem is that if the game scales again for three players and one drops, basically we're at a higher difficulty playing duo. And this can be a problem. And I do expect these things to happen a lot. It doesn't matter how listen, this is just go beyond punishment that you can impose. I've seen it in MOBA games. People who rage quit don't care about anything. It's not like you are punishing them in real life. It's just in game. They don't care. You just leave and move on to do something else. The question is whether it does happen, the punishment will be strong enough so you won't experience it frequently. Now, players who disconnect will also receive penalties, such as an increasing timeouts for successive drops, similar to a ranked matchmaking system. Another question that people ask, how are we supposed to communicate in-game? Is there a voice chat? Well, official confirmation state that Elden Ring Nightreign will not have in-game voice chat or text chat communication within the game. This is handled through a pretty neat ping system. This is actually done very well. So for more in-depth coordination with your squad, you need to use external communication applications like Discord or other ways if you plan to communicate with others while playing. Now, in my opinion, this type of feature drops in so many games because of toxicity, but honestly, I think this just should be there. People can decide whether they want to activate it or not. But maybe there are some other technical things related to it that I'm not aware of. Another question people ask, can we create private lobbies and invite only friends? Well, yes, you can create private lobbies and play with friends using a shared password system, which is standard from FromSoftware games. If you play Elden Ring, you know, this is kind of similar. However, if you queue up as a duo using password, the game is designed to automatically fill the third person open spot with a random player. You can just play duo. So there is currently no official way to play as a fixed two-person team without the game attempting to matchmake you with third player. Another question that people ask, does Elden Ring Nightreign support crossplay between different platforms? The answer is no. Elden Ring Nightreign does not support crossplay between different platforms like PC, PlayStation, Xbox. However, it does allow for cross-generation play within the same console family. So this means that PlayStation 4 players can team up with PlayStation 5 players, and Xbox One players can join Xbox Series X or S users. PC players, however, are unable to crossplay with any console players. Now, other question people ask, how does the regional matchmaking work and how effective it is? I was quite surprised I couldn't find any official information about that. If you know, by the way, let us know in the comment section below. Some said there will be an option that you can actually choose to matchmake against people in your region or, again, any region. Basically an option to restrict cross-region play if available to minimize lag. Some others mentioned there's going to be the option to select from available servers such as America, North America, Europe and Asia. Kind of a manual server selection. I couldn't verify that in any official source. So this is something question mark for me. Again, if you know information about that in the comment section below, I would love to hear about it, and I'm sure many others. Other people ask what measures are in place to prevent cheaters from ruining co-op runs, especially on PC. Well, Elden Ring Nightreign includes a kernel-level anti-cheat software, specifically Epic Games' Easy Anti-Cheat EAC. This is the same anti-cheat used in original Elden Ring. While EAC is intended to catch cheaters, some PC players are concerned that similar cheating issues seen in Elden Ring, like players being teleported, stuck in depth loops, or having their save files corrupted by malicious co-op partners, could persist in Nightreign. However, it's noted that Nightreign is a co-op PvE game without PvP elements, which might reduce the impact of some cheats. Also, relics, permanent progression items cannot be traded, so a cheater couldn't directly give you hundreds of cheated relics. The primary concern for many is that a cheater could still ruin a run by instantly killing bosses or manipulating damage, thereby robbing other players of the satisfaction of victory. FromSoftware has not yet detailed specific additional measure beyond EAC to prevent these type of disruptive behaviors in co-op. And I've seen it done, of course, in many games, co-op games, that just others want to ruin the incentive of others playing the game, ruin basically the fun of them, their enjoyment. So hopefully this won't happen in this game, but this is yet to be seen. Something that, by the way, happened to me in Diablo. I was playing Diablo 3, and sometimes I see like many drops. I didn't even know about cheaters at the time. It was the first time I actually experienced that, and actually, just dropped things. And after that, I went to community and asked about it. They told me it's cheaters, and they told me just, they want to just reduce your incentive to actually farm in the game, just basically ruin your enjoyment. And of course, after that, of course, I knew how to recognize this players. Yeah, this can interrupt the experience, but the best thing to do is just, stop the game, just move on. But this can be a problem again if you decide to disconnect because of that. We'll see how it goes when the game launches. So I'm gonna say again, people ask, what about two-player co-op? Is there a dedicated duo mode, and how does difficulty scale for two players? So while Elden Ring Nightreign allowed two players to team up, it was primarily built for squads of 3. So the game's director, Junei Shizaki, has openly admitted that the duo aspect was kind of overlooked and neglected during development. Crucially, the game's difficulty scaling is designed for solo play and for trios, but it doesn't scale down for duos. This means that if two players attempt to do a run, they will face difficulty scaled for 3 players, potentially leading to a significantly harder and more frustrating experience. FromSoftware is looking at and considering adding better support for duos for post-launch support. Currently, if 2 players queue up using a password, the game will still try to fill the third spot with a random player. So things might change. We need to look at it once the game is released. Yeah, so overall, there are some concerns, immediate concern for players who want to jump into the game. Some might decide not to get the game because of that, or unless they know for sure that some of the things are addressed, especially things related to playing duo. People just want to play with one friend. They don't want another player jumping into the game. And listen, the chances are that if you're playing duo and communicating, and the other player is just doing another thing, and you can communicate, and this is kind of ruin the experience for you, that other player might even drop, or maybe this duo will decide just enough is enough. I don't want to waste my time here. It can be frustrating. So this is a thing that need to be addressed. How do we address, and when they will be addressed? Need to wait and see. But it just points out that there are some challenges in this game for sure when developing such a game. Some of them seems like they got overlooked, and it doesn't mean that they can, of course, fix this thing. But when and if, we need to wait and see. So overall, these are the information that I found. And again, if you have any questions and notes and maybe updates in the comment section below, thanks for watching. Those who plan to buy the game, enjoy the game, and see you there in game.